launch of Majorca and the launch of the new 2015 Ford C-Max. Now, this specific model is a facelift model, which means just like the Focus, it receives the new Ford family face with that very premium chrome grille, the slightly bulged bonnet, and various other styling tweaks, including different headlights. But more importantly, a new center console, which includes the new Sync 2 navigation system. Now, this is an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system that does all your navigation, but more importantly, actually has more voice features to enable you to keep your focus on the road, as opposed to playing with your sat-nav. So I could ask, I'm hungry, and it will go and find me places that are nearby to eat, or I could say I fancy pizza, and it will look up pizza restaurants, which is quite nifty. But back to the car itself, the car starts from 18,195. And if you want the best performing in terms of economy, 68.9 mpg is what the 1.5 TDCi diesel engine will get you. We are in the 150 PS petrol model. This is fully kitted out. This has absolutely every single toy under the sun, so obviously the price goes right up, but it has some very nifty features, such as Ford's tailgate with just sensor underneath it that you just sort of swing your leg underneath, and the tailgate will lift if you've got your hands full. We've got all of the bi-xenon headlights up at the front, 17-inch alloy wheels, the keyless start, all of the real toys that, you know, if you have the money to spend on, are very nice to have, but do be aware that that pushes the price much, much higher. So, the C-Max itself, this is sort of Ford's counter-attack, if you like, to something like the BMW 2 Series Active Tourer, because whilst the Tourer intrudes on a segment BMW wouldn't usually have, it does sort of step on the toes of the people who would buy the more expensive C-Max, for example. So whilst the cars aren't really comparable in terms of badge snobbery, Ford have definitely taken the car up market with this new interior, the perforated seats, which offer quite a lot of support and yeah, very comfortable as we've found today. Sort of do take it into that sort of bracket. Now, in terms of driving, this engine is actually very responsive. Throttle response is good, and the gearbox, the 6-speed gearbox, is very slick. The ride and handling, well, the ride, I have to say, is very good. I mean, I know we're in Spain and the roads are pretty smooth, especially in comparison with what we have back home. But when we do find sort of cobbled streets or drainage points along the road, the car soaks it up really well. There does appear to be a bit of a trade-off for that, in that there is a notable amount of body roll, but then that is to be expected from a car of this height. Inside, it's light and airy with big glass windows, nice high ceiling, and as with every Ford, the driving position is pretty much spot on. In the back, it seats 3. There is a grand version of the C-Max which will seat 7 if you choose. The boot is plentiful for chucking whatever you like in the back, week shopping, rampant children, whatever. There's also quite a nice feature at the back with the 3 individual rear seats. They're all individually adjustable, but also the floor is quite smooth. There's not a lot of transmission tunnel intrusion there, which means the middle seat is actually usable. In terms of refinement, the engine is very well insulated from the cabin, and there's not much in the way of road noise coming through either. There is a little bit of wind noise from these large mirrors, but they improve visibility around the car. The big mirrors obviously are very, very good for whenever you're trying to park or manoeuvre. The large glass windows, like I say, don't only let in vast amounts of natural light, but they also enable good visibility all around. Whilst the rear window isn't the biggest in its class, it's certainly larger than what you'd find on the Ford Focus, of which this car is based on. There are plenty of neat little storage places around the cabin, as well as a decent sized glove box. There's a nice little spot up here for keys, very deep door bins for all of the children's gubbins, which tends to get carted around with the family. The back seats again fold flat, enabling those trips to the tip potentially to be a damn sight more easy than what you would do in your your standard size family hatchback. The new Ford C-Max does indeed prove itself to be family friendly. Sales start later this year, and there will be even the option of the 1 litre EcoBoost engine that has won not 1, not 2, but 3 Engine of the Year awards.